Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna be having a match against a person from the Smogon Wi-Fi Thunder. Actually, he brought Slowbro, he brought Heatran, he brought Blissey. That right there is a very hard core of a core to break. Anyways, let's get right into it, shall we? He's gonna lead with Shedinja, he's gonna review the U-turn, which means he is not a Shedinja, he's a Zork disguised as Shedinja. Good old Illusion Zork is gonna manage to switch out into Heatran. Expect me to go for either Sucker Punch or Fire Fang. Not really Fire Fang, Fire Punch with the help of the move tutors in the Black and White 2, I believe. It can manage to learn that and try to avoid, but I managed to go for the Stealth Rocks on the switch to his Heatran, and now he's gonna manage to go for the Dragon Pulse and surprisingly one-shot me. Now, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I'm either underestimating the power of Heatran, which is something no normal person should ever do because Heatran is a very powerful Pokemon, but I'm kinda crazy at times and I'm still kinda going towards specs with that because it's still on step, and you gotta consider Rodigon does have some bulk and mine does have max HP investment, so I was thinking I can take one if he is not specs. But then again, who knows? He may just be modest and Scarf, and I'm really heavily underestimating it. Anyway, Slowking comes in, Blissey comes in. I do go for the physical side of moves with a Psychic type, and then appropriately try to deal with it. In case he does have Toxic, I switch out to my Quillfish, being part Poison to avoid such things, and then try to go for T-Wave, expecting him to switch out Fortress. You may think, well, if you did expect him to switch out Fortress, why didn't you make a double switch to Emboar? I couldn't make such a switch. I guess he was expecting me to make a double switch to Emboar, switching out to Slowbro instead of his Fortress, but the thing is, I wanna have a chance to paralyze him on the turn. As you can see right here, Slowbro didn't manage to attack me on the next turn, so there is a beneficial thing to paralyzing slow Pokemon as well. I mean, if your team is heavily dependent on poisoning this kind of sort of tanks and walls, then I understand why you would prefer poison or paralyze, but shutting them down on a particular turn is more than plenty to give you a fighting chance, but on that particular turn he managed to make an exceptional move, as he was hoping I'm gonna over-predict, and I did by going for the Focus Blast. Then he switches out Heatran as I made a switch back, expecting him to stay in, realizing that I'm choiced and I'm locked into it with my Thing Growth, and he switches out to Heatran. That was a very nice move on his behalf, and I'm gonna give him some credits on that. I switch out to my Slowking, on the same turn he switched out to Heatran, then again switching out to Blissey to take my Scald, as I'm gonna switch out to my Clefable, as well as he switches out to his Fortress, realizing I'll probably switch out to something that Fortress can appropriately deal with, such as my Quillfish on the Blissey switch. But yes, that was not the case, as Clefable comes in, goes for the T-Bolt, and managed to still threaten him with a solid 2-shot. That's gonna give him the opportunity to switch back to his Blissey, and now I'm gonna start really playing aggressive. As I'm trying to call mind on this Blissey, I'm thinking, okay, Blissey can be a problem. Checking out the damage, that didn't do anything, but you gotta consider this is, I believe, with only +1. Stuff will change once I go to +6, and one-on-one he cannot touch me. All I ask right now is for 1 Hex that I can get. Look at how much that did. That was +2 T-Bolt. Oh my god, that way too much damage. Gotta love max special attack Clefable. These two cores, Blissey, you can kind of like the whole Blissey versus Clefable scenery going around here. I kind of enjoyed it. I don't know why it's kind of boring, but it was kind of enjoyable to see that crit doing that much to a Blissey. Still, gonna switch out to my Quillfish. I'm really kind of hoping that he does not go for Sword Dance, but then again he may have Protect, Will-O-Wisp, Excisor, and Shadow Sneak. Then again he may have something different, but I switch out directly into my Quillfish this turn. I expect him to not switch out to his Fortress, just in case I do make a double switch to Emboar, expecting his Shedinja not to switch out because Emboar does super effect hit it, as I put up 1 layer of spikes, which is gonna make Shedinja's switching capabilities that much harder now. Now this turn I do not over-predict like I did back before. Specs Thing Growth, go straight for a Leaf Storm and take him down. Now he did manage to stay in, I guess thinking I will over-predict again, but then again when I think about it, maybe there is a chance that he may have, well, no, there is no way, because with Focus Blast I should have already, exposed the whole specs on my Thing Growth. So he did stay in. I guess he didn't really think that Slowbro is not going to be that important. Plus, maybe he was thinking that again, like I mentioned, again, over predicting that particular turn, which I didn't. He's gonna go for the Magma Storm on my switches Slowking. That did a lot, ladies and gentlemen. That is a very, very powerful move, which again gives me thinking that he was in the end truly specs. But then again, you know, I'm just gonna go for the Scald. I just want to get some damage. Maybe I'm gonna get a burn on the Blissey, making it a little bit easier. There's a big chance he will switch out, but again, you know, there's really not much I can do. In the end, I was still stuck in there. And that's really good because it locks you from possible double switches on your behalf, and that gives you know, your opponents that big opportunity to take that into advantage. You know, you cannot make double switches when you're locked into Magma Storm. Ember just stayed in with Blissey, unfortunately not taking the superpower. Plus, his whole team is kind of weak to it after that. Heatran with -1. I was thinking I don't want to risk him surviving that. I know it sounds a little bit dumb, but I am Scarf, I'm not Bandit, and I'm still Jolly, so if I would have been Adamant, I may have taken him down, but I don't want to risk. I know how important Ember truly is, so I'm going to switch out to Slowking, Earth Power, taking it. I can easily switch out, I can slack off if I want to, but I decided at the end to just go for the Scald. Maybe he's going to stay in, maybe thinking, you know, his Blissey was taken down, so there's not much that can really appreciate Scald after that. Zora can take one, but after that there's a chance of a burn, and he gets a crit on the Heatran. Unfortunately, now Fortress comes in, managed to Rapid Spin, just because, you know, Shadina cannot come in directly without Rapid Spin support. That's something that Shadina tends to require in order to work. It requires lots of support going, and I managed to switch out to my Clefable as he goes for the Flamethrower, then he goes for the Focus Blast. I'm starting to believe this guy is probably expert belted. There is no way he's focus sashed, or maybe I'm just mistaken here. I should have really preserved my Duradigon because it does have Rough Skin, and if Shadina would have X-Scissor, that Rough Skin I believe does activate against Wonder Guard, would have managed to take him down. But now Ember comes in, goes for the superpower. Yeah, that will make me force a switch into my Tingrowth, as he may, yeah, he did protect just to stall me down even further, but because I'm choiced I will need to switch out. And Tigro doesn't really appreciate the protect either way, you know, he will go for it and then retaliate with the X-Scissor. Unfortunately, Tigro does have some respectable defense, and this one actually is not even invested in defense whatsoever, and that's coming down from his HP as well, her HP as well. Incredible for actually taking that stab X-Scissor right there, and I know most Shadinas are heavily invested in speed and attack, because, you know, outside of that there is really no investment to go when Shadina is concerned. That thing only has 1 HP, so not really much investment in special attack or defense, because there is really no reason to. Still, Ember comes in here, he's gonna go for the Protect, then goes for the Shadow Sneak. He managed to get 2 Protects off, and I still managed to survive because it's only 40 base, and managed to retaliate with a Flare Blitz. Now that was pretty incredible ending right there. If he would have gone for a Protect 3 times and I actually managed to get it, he would have won, because Quillfish cannot hit Shadina and Slowking cannot hit Shadina, which means Shadina would have prevailed against both of them and take the win. But it luckily didn't come down to that, and that was the game for today. So I hope you guys have enjoyed as much as I did. Feel free to share this video with others. Thank you very much for your continued support, and until next time, take care. Peace.